Very similar to the last few weeks, that we are proposing everything, we are trying, we are dominating the games, but in small moments we are losing the games. And we lost today again, considering an own goal and a set piece.
Carlo, congratulations, 3 wins in a row. It's going to be a happy Christmas this year?
Yeah, we did really well these 3 games, very, very well. Fantastic spirit of the team, good football, fantastic results. We showed more consistency than the past time that this season we started well, really well, and then we had a difficult moment, but now I'm really satisfied.
I think to a man today we worked hard and done the nasty bits well, and that was what was important against a team like Arsenal with quality. So yeah, it was a good day all round.
A lot of things are going wrong for us, but we don't have to feel sorry for ourselves. We have to fight for every ball, for our teammates, and I think in the second half you could see that this team is alive, and in the dressing room you can see also big disappointment, and like I just said, it hurts, but tomorrow we will look forward.
Everton going well, very much back on form, and interesting. And you can see from the stats there that we in the second half, the way they're managing games and managing to maintain 3 points, 3 wins on the back.
Yeah, I mean, I think essentially Carlo Ancelotti's kind of stumbled across something. You know, with the injuries that he's had, he's gone with the 4 centre-offs, and obviously, you know, in the last 3 games, 3 great wins, but it's clear that they're having less possession in those games, and especially in the second half, especially when they go a goal ahead, they just kind of go, right, let's just shut up shop, no more attempts on goal, whatever, and they're managing to do that. It's another way for them to play. I don't think they're at their best today, but I think that's a positive. When you're not at your best and you can still just get over the line quite comfortably, it shows that defensive work's really working.
I think having Richarlison back, I know after he's suspended after the Liverpool game, missed those 3 games, but in the 6 games he's been back since, they've got 13 points from that, so that's a big plus having him.
Yeah. As for Arsenal, Alan, it's bleak, really bleak, and the stats, well, they read even bleaker.
Awful, Gary. No creativity. Players going through the motions, not working hard enough, not closing down, and Arteta should be a worried man relying on that group of players to try and save his job. 12 goals all season, and this is why. No options, and when that ball goes wide there, have a look at what's in the middle. Have a look at Pepe, not prepared to get in at all, jogging, sometimes walking. Got to do more, got to try and get on the end of it, got to give his players more options. Right-hand side, they work it on this occasion. They have got players in the box. They've got 4 in the box. But I said a lack of creativity. When they get in there, that's a terrible touch. Allows Godfrey, who was brilliant all afternoon, to come and put in a crunching tackle. And that was excellent. Right-hand side, Holden's looking for options. Help me out, he's saying to people. In the end, it's just a punt forward. I mean, what's Nketiah meant to do with that? Nothing. Can't do anything with it at all. Down the left-hand side, that pass should go left there. Too many touches from David Luiz. OK, he's now driving forward into the space. Now he's looking for options, helping for his teammates, or looking for his teammates to try and help him out. This is a very good ball in. Look at Pepe on the right-hand side again. Quite content just to sit out there, not bothered at all, trying to break his neck to get in and get on the end of it and scoring goals. No wonder they're not creating chances. No wonder they're not scoring goals when you've got players doing that sort of thing. It happens again. It's almost identical. They work the ball down the left-hand side. They get in behind on this occasion. Look, same thing again. They work it well. They get in behind them. Come on. You have to get in there. You have to be prepared to do more. It's not just him. There's a few players in that team who are not giving everything for the manager. Yeah. They're never going to score goals, keep playing like that.
Yeah. They'll stay up though, won't they?
I wouldn't be so sure.
Really?
Not with that starting team, not with the attitude of some of those players, no.
And any positives for Arsenal?
I saw a couple of positives. Yeah. They're hard to find, don't get me wrong, but I think down that left-hand side, I think Tierney is... I've seen him in a couple of games, plays really well, and I think it's unfair that he kind of gets dragged down with almost kind of what is going on around him. I think this little relationship that he's got on the left-hand side with Xhaka is something that Mikel Arteta can focus towards and build on. They have a good relationship. Xhaka makes a lot of runs, but Tierney's quality on the ball, the picking out of passes, he doesn't just whip everything into the box, he picks out his men. And what I like most about him is he just does his job. He's a left-back, and you're asking him, just do your job. He spots his man there, he clears the danger. And I think that's the big problem with Arsenal. There's not enough players just actually doing their job. A lot of people hiding, a lot of people passing the buck. There's not enough people on the pitch doing what Kieran Tierney, in my opinion, has been doing for Arsenal for a good few weeks now. Good quality, good deliveries into the box. This is in the latter stages. We're looking for creativity. This is where you usually get your centre midfielders on the ball, probing, trying to get things to happen. It's him. He's the one taking responsibility and making things happen. Right in the latter stages, look at this for a ball. The depth touch on this, I mean, Saka doesn't even need to touch it. He could have hit that straight across the box. Good save from Pickford. It's the only thing I could find from Arsenal's point of view.
Well, it's something.
Moment, it makes you very difficult to break down.
Yeah, we are. And now we are back. We have back Coleman that was on the bench today, but the four centre back honestly did really well. Above all, I think Ben Godfrey, that was not used to play as a left back, and is doing fantastic performances.
Difficult goals for you to defend against today. The own goal, obviously, you're not expecting that off your own player, and then Yerry Mina's header from the corner. The timing of that seemed critical just before the break.
Yeah, I think the second goal was probably the key, because when you concede a goal right before the halftime, it's always very difficult, especially in our situation at the moment. And but I think in the second half we showed a good body language, good attitude. So you can see this team is alive, and we want to turn around this game or turn around the situation. But of course now everything is a little bit heavier. The confidence is not on the top level. But the only thing, like I just said, is stick together to come out of the situation.
Normally when you are under this pressure and this position in the table, you get battered by teams. It's not the case. I see the spirits on the team, how they try, how they are willing to do things the right way, and I got it for them as well, because they needed our results, and I think we played a game that we had to get something out of it. We've done really well in Europe, really good in the Cups, but we are really struggling to get results in the Premier League. Again, when we analyze every game, the reasons why we are losing football matches compared to other teams winning them, the margins are so small, but we need those margins very quickly, because if not, the situation gets impossible to handle. On the pitch, and you can see that, you cannot deny that, obviously we are against the results. There is no question about that. It's not good enough. It's not acceptable for the standards of this football club. And this is the challenge and the fight that we are against it.
So tomorrow will mark Arteta's one-year anniversary as the manager of Arsenal Football Club. In 34 games, you can see there's 13 wins. They've drawn 8 and they've lost as many games as they have won. It's very easy for us to point the finger at the manager, Phil, but it's not all down to him.
No, because he's won a trophy, and it doesn't say that on that graphic there, which deserves a lot of plaudits. I think what happened, he came in, you get that bounce, but he also reorganised, he stamped his authority on it. You saw an identity that was hard to beat, there was counter-attacks, all of a sudden Aubameyang and Lacazette started playing to his tune, and they looked a really good spirit that we hadn't seen probably in the last bit of Wenger and definitely under Unai Emery. But ultimately, they've reverted back to type, them group of players, which tells you that it's the group of players that probably might need changing, particularly the core group. And Wrighty spoke about the young players. I think there's some fantastic young players, but, you know, the David de Luizes, the Xhakas, the El Nenes, are they really good enough to take Arsenal to where Arsenal should be? I'm not so sure they are.
Well, the thing is, you have to look at the players he's got there, his players he needs to get out of there. There's players still there from Arsene Wenger, Unai Emery. You know, now we've got Raul Sanllehi's, Mislintat's players. Edu's brought some players in now, and a couple from Mikel Arteta. So there's a load of mishmash of players there that needs to be sorted out. Are they good enough at the moment? There's a few. I think you look at Saka, Tierney. You have to look at them two for a start. I think that someone like Maitland-Niles is going to be someone that can be a very, very good squad player to come in and help. And Martinelli, you know, Joe Willock, Eddie Nketiah. I'm worried for those players simply because of the pressure that Arsenal's under, the pressure that the manager's under. He's now being questioned now by the fan base. So you're hoping that he's, like I say, he's going to get some help, because something's got to happen, something's got to change to give them that boost. Because when you watch the way they're playing today, it's very defensive. When they did try and go at Everton, they did get the penalty, but I just think there's too many players who are playing safe in our midfield, not passing the ball into areas what can hurt teams, and then get some creativity going for the front men. There's just not enough going on, not enough quality in the last third. And like we saw it there, 10 efforts at the end, 10 efforts and none on target. It's not good enough.
So whilst Arteta marks his one-year anniversary at the club tomorrow, Ancelotti has also been at Everton for a year.
Yeah.
And actually, you look back at his time and he's done a great job.
He's done a fantastic job. And that's 3 wins. Is it Leicester, Chelsea at home,
yeah.
and obviously Arsenal today. I think when Ancelotti came in, the first thing I thought was, well, he only goes to clubs that are successful, that can challenge, that can win trophies. And that was the biggest challenge in my mind for him. Will he get the backing? Well, he's got the backing because he's brought in some really good players. And can he turn this Liverpool team into a real top 4 team? Now, at the moment, second in the league. He's got them playing a certain way at this moment in time because he wants them to be really disciplined and hard to beat. They're going to have to evolve from that and be better, looking at the styles of City, Liverpool and Spurs. But ultimately, Ancelotti is a winner. And he will demand that they are challenging throughout the whole season. And that's where I think I've seen the biggest change.
And he's bringing the best out of these players. You just look at Dominic Calvert Lewin as an example. I mean, he's got a great team behind the scenes with Duncan Ferguson as well. But with Carlo Ancelotti there, who's worked with winners in his time, he's improving all of those players.
Yeah, he's improving the players. You have to look at someone like, he mentioned him as well, Godfrey. He's playing at left back today. I thought he'd done some really good stuff today. And the way Holgate as well, you have to say that playing at right back today, you know, they played a different kind of way today in the way they were playing. They let Arsenal have the ball because they know Arsenal's creativity, they're struggling, and they know that they can hurt Arsenal. And I think that at the end of that game, towards the end, because he's a very astute manager, very clever manager, he just dropped back and say, Arsenal, just come and attack us, we'll be able to deal with it. And that's what happened in the end. I think that you have to give credit for the players that's missing. For him to get 9 points out of the week is fantastic for Everton. It's a fantastic return.
And no Alan, and no Andre Gomez, no James, no Coleman, who's just coming back from injuries. Look, you put them 4 back in the team, because before the game I thought, no Alan, no Andre Gomez, this is going to be a tough game.
And Luca Dean.
And Luca Dean as well. You know, I think Everton, I think if you as an Evertonian, you think